Hey kids, Mr. Fuller here again today. Beautiful, bright, sunny day, so we're out in the backyard. Today's game is Frisbee golf, and the equipment that we're going to need, if you look on the ground here, it could be anything. It could be a soccer ball, it could be a lacrosse ball with a tennis ball, it could be a lacrosse stick, golf club, football, or frisbees. The game itself is the same. It just depends on what you have available that you can play with. If you have no equipment at all, you could roll up a sock and still play by practicing your throwing technique. Now you're probably looking at me and saying, what's with the haircut? Well, the haircut for me is a tribute and honoring all the seniors that didn't get a chance to play this year. So I sacrificed my hair for them. So that's where it came from. What we're going to need is a scorecard, and I sent a copy of that with you. And on the scorecard it has how many feet each hole is from the previous one, and how many throws or kicks or hits, whatever you use, to get whatever it is at the target, in the target, or hitting the target. And that word is called par. On a real golf course, the par is the average number of strokes or hits that it takes to go from the beginning into the hole. So for hole number one, it's where the tree is on the other end of the yard, and the recycle bin is the target. So from this space here, I'm thinking it's 87 feet, and I measured it by my feet. So there's the math of the day. You can measure out your own course and see how far between each hole you want to make it. So for an 87-foot hole, 3 throws, tosses, hits, kicks, whatever it is, I should be able to hit the target within 3. So I'll do some demonstrations with different pieces of equipment so you can see what that looks like. Okay? Frisbees. Now, you can, if you don't have one, you can make one out of cardboard or an old shoebox, cutting out a circle on both ends and taping something in the middle. That will work as a frisbee as well. That was throw number one. So I would go to it and then take a second throw and then a third throw to try to make my even par. Okay? If I wanted to use a lacrosse stick and a tennis ball, I would take my first throw and got that pretty close. So I'd go to that spot and try my next throw from there to try to hit the target. All throwing techniques, remember now, we use opposition. Right-handed thrower, I'm going to step with my left foot. A football, the same thing happens. Okay. That's where the first would be. Soccer ball, same thing. We're going to right foot kick to left foot opposition. That was short, but I get 2 more to make par. Okay. If you just want to throw, overhand throwing is good practice. That's a pretty good throw. For you golfers, use a P or an S, that's a pitch or a sand wedge, and plastic balls. Don't use a real one. Okay? And then follow that toward it. Okay? So from that spot, we would take 3 to get it in the hole or hit the target. If we do, it's called par for the course. From hole number 1 to hole number 2, we would bring the scorecard. So also, I'll send you a copy of the rules, so you'll be able to review those if you need to. So let's use the football right now. So this is my second shot on a par 3. So if I hit the target, there's a special word for that. Oh, missed it. One more time. Alright, so I made a 3. So 3 on a par 3 is even. So my score, I would write a par 3 for Mr. Fodor. And from that spot, we would look at hole number 2. Hole number 2 is only a par 2. It's a lot shorter, so I should be able to hit the target in 2 throws. Ooh, pretty good. Okay, let's follow that. Now again, whatever space you have to, if you want to or need to, ask your neighbors and set up a target. So here's the hole for it. Overhand throw. Par for this course. 2 strokes on a 2 is a par. Okay. Third hole, all the way across. It's 114 feet. That's a par 4. Now it's a longer course. So the first throw has to be a little bit farther and harder. Ooh, good first shot. Now again, throughout your yard, you could devise an 8 or 9 hole course, which a real golf course has 18 holes on it. So you would do the course 2 times. Now if I make this shot on the second shot, in golf there's a special word for that. Oh, missed it, but I get a third. A third is still 1 less than par. Oh, I hit it, I get credit for it. Par 4, and I did it in 3 shots. Anybody know what that's called? It's called a birdie. Yes. It's called 1 under par, and that's a birdie. So on a par 4, I made a 3, which is a good score. So on the scores, lower score is a good score for golf. Okay. So again, you could use lacrosse stick, softball, a baseball bat, hit the ball, soccer ball, anything you have handy, do the same course, but just substitute different equipment into it. That's all for today. We'll see you next week.